Some say they're the future of flying, but at what cost?
If a drone hit this airplane in certain spots, I'm not going to be able to control that airplane, and I'm going to crash the airplane.
Tonight, new numbers from the FAA show close calls between drones and airplanes. They are skyrocketing.
And Northeast Ohio isn't immune from the problem. 5 on Your Side investigator Scott Knoll has more on this potentially deadly danger.
8508 Charlie, departing runway 25 to the west, Akron Fulton.
After hundreds of hours in the cockpit,
You know, it's just one of those things that just stand out in my mind.
it's a few seconds Jake Fredericks can't forget.
It's definitely not something that's fun to see. You know, it's very nerve-wracking.
Fredericks behind the controls, coming in for a landing, when suddenly
A drone actually shot up right in front of me, coming up through the cloud when I was on instrument approach.
he estimates it was only 200 feet in front of him, seconds from disaster.
I felt like my life flashed before my eyes. You know, if we would have hit that, that could have been potentially death for us.
Think he's exaggerating? Think again, says Denise Hobart.
It's probably one of the single most scariest things I have in my profession, and it's completely out of my control.
This pilot of 30 years says she's had close calls with drones twice flying into Akron Fulton Airport.
It might potentially look like a spot, and by the time we approach it, we've seen it or we've hit it.
That's because unlike much larger airplanes, she says pilots often can't see drones until they're right on top of them. FAA rules prohibit people from flying drones within 5 miles of an airport or higher than 400 feet without permission.
United 135, they like to report an air miss with that drone.
But reports of close calls show the problem is soaring.
Yeah, it was pretty close. I'd say within a quarter mile at most off our right.
Nationwide, reports of drone sightings by pilots has shot up nearly 91% since 2015, with 101 close calls reported in Ohio.
All of those drone sightings are telling us that we're going to a dangerous trend. And if we don't start trying to do something now, the horse is going to get out of the barn and it's going to be very dangerous up there.
But how dangerous? 5 on Your Side investigators went to University of Dayton's Research Institute to find out. Kevin Poorman's been doing bird strike testing here for more than 2 decades.
As the drone population has increased, we thought, well, we probably need to address that situation as well and see what a drone would do to an aircraft structure.
What it did surprised even Poorman. Researchers fired both a replica bird, then a 2-pound drone at a wing.
If you look from the exterior, yeah, the bird looks like it does more external damage, but the drone had the ability to immediately puncture right through and be able to carry further to do more damage.
Including structural damage inside the wing.
This is a little over 2-pound drone. If you go to a 10-pound drone, then that's 5 times the energy.
5 times the damage.
5 times the damage, potentially.
A sobering thought to Jason Lorenzen.
It's only going to take one.
A pilot and drone instructor at Kent State, Lorenzen believes teaching drone pilots the rules of the skies has never been more important, especially as the FAA expects the number of drones to approach 3 million by 2022.
You can go and pick one of these up off of Amazon, and it doesn't come with that extensive of a pilot operating handbook, let alone the rules of the National Airspace System. How do you expect Joe consumer who's just purchased it to know those rules?
The FAA stresses drone operators can face fines, even jail if they fly illegally.
Anywhere in here, we were very, very vulnerable.
But pilots like Hobart say online videos like this prove drone operators aren't getting the message. She fears it will take a tragedy to make those behind the controls wake up and stay out of the path of planes.
One day you might look at my beautiful face and I might be dead because a drone hit me. Is that what it's going to take? I don't know. The drone community has to decide that.
I'm 5 on Your Side investigator Scott Knoll.